Let's go back now to one of our top stories for today, particularly pertaining to the National Government of Unity. And for more on this, we're now joined by Thabo Shole-Mashao, and he joins us now via our video link. Thabo, thank you once again for your time this evening here in SABC News. I mean, one would say we saw the back and forth this week and the letters coming out from the DA as well as the ANC, even though when some had said that, it seems as if this National Government of Unity seems to be collapsing. Today, we now know that there was a meeting that took place between ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa as well as John Steenhuisen. Do you think that the two were able to find themselves?
Good evening, Bali, and good evening to your viewers on SABC. I think they might have been able to move 4 steps closer to one another. As to whether they've completely found themselves, that never happens in any negotiation. But I think they might have listened to their constituencies, renewed their mandate from their party structure, and came back with a little bit more patience and tolerance towards each other's differences. But I think, John went on a flight back to Cape Town from Joburg this afternoon, early evening. So it would only mean that he's taking back the news to the headquarters of the DA to say that they might have found themselves. So I suspect after the tempers had fled for quite some time, the letters had been exchanged here and there. I think today there was a bit of moderation, and they might have found themselves and moderated their expectations somehow.
We also saw that press briefing by the IFP in Durban, and of course calling on for this NGU to come together and to make sure that a government is formed to ensure that service delivery does eventually happen. And one would also ask, Thabo, when you're looking at that press briefing, what do you make of the IFP seemingly to be intervening in the problems that are facing this National Government of Unity?
Perhaps the IFP is trying to play a mediatory role in this instance and trying to be the only adult in the room as children squabble over sweets. And the IFP is trying to say, listen, calm down and let us all find one another. The IFP's most interesting words from Mr. Velenko are that he's emphasizing the fact that it's still the president who has the prerogative to put together his cabinet. And it seems as if they have accepted their fate as the IFP, that whatever it is that they are getting from the largesse of the ANC, they are happy to accept it, and they want the country to move on. But also, it is a display of the political maturity on their side, saying that they will be somehow be able to mediate between these two major parties. But lest we forget, each and every party has got its own interest in this. No one goes into politics just to listen to the next. The IFP's press briefing is also tactical in its nature, because it says, we are the sober adults in here. We are going to make this work. And also sending the message to South Africans that we have nothing to do with the delays. It's these two that are messing everyone up, not us. And they are communicating that clearly by putting the blame back into them, whilst they're trying to also offer a reconciliatory tone in Bali.
And looking at the pandemonium that also took place this week, especially from the DA as well as from the ANC, why do you think that the DA decided to take this approach and to be firm and to make these demands? Do you think that they were trying to make sure that they can get as much out of this National Government of Unity?
I think the DA was trying its luck, and it will continue to do so. This is not the last time we see the DA bargaining a very hard deal. We are going to see that even should this deal come together and materialize, the DA will push back and make sure that the ANC has got it very tough. The DA has got a constituency to please. They don't want to jump into the GNU and seem as though someone had done them a huge favor. They want to come in and have a very clear, decisive voice in this. And they're going to try their best to pull the ANC by its political nose. it's not going to be an easy ride, even if this deal were to come together today or if it has been sealed already. The DA will always try to stamp its authority to say, we are not a stepchild of this house, we have the right to be here, and we can determine the color of the paint of the house and where the cutlery is placed in the kitchen. And the ANC will always say, this is our house, try to behave. But the DA has got a constituency, has got funders, and has got upcoming elections, local government elections to think about, and hence they are trying to stamp their authority in these negotiations. They're going to bargain very hard. The ANC is yet to see, and the West is yet to come as far as negotiations are concerned. Let alone all of that, Mbali, you would know that they are poles apart ideologically. This is not a marriage of convenience at all. If anything else, it is a very inconvenient affair between the ANC and the DA. And everyone else, as much as they may want to call it the GNU, are just following through. They are just bridesmaids at the wedding of ANC and the DA.
And I mean, we've seen that announcement from the presidency saying that we should expect the National Assembly to convene on the 18th of July. And we've also subsequently seen, Fikile Mbalula, the Secretary General of the ANC, saying that they're almost done when it comes to cabinet appointments. So what are your predictions? Do you think that come the end of the week, we can have some sort of cabinet announcement?
I think it will happen far sooner than the end of next week, if you are referring to next week. I think in the next few days, in the next 48 hours, if a deal is not done in the next 48 hours, we are in for a long haul. If they haven't signed on the dotted line and if they haven't agreed on the major issues, we are going to see a bit of chaos. I think the president was able to speak about the opening of parliament officially in the 7th administration, confidently so, because perhaps the deal was on the horizon, and it's confident that the next 48 hours will be crucial. And they are crucial 48 hours, by the way, Mbali. Come Monday, if nothing has happened, it means that they will only be drawing further and further apart. So my humble speculation, which is obviously subject to various balls that are being juggled and that are in the air currently, because none of us have ever been here before, is that we are yet, in the next 48 hours, we will see the two parties and others coming forward to say, yes, we have agreed, and it's not as perfect as we would want it to be, but let's get started. Let the country move on, and perhaps we'll put the training wheels, and we'll learn to ride the bicycle along the way. For now, we haven't. We'll still run it with the training wheels on.
Thabo, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. That's Thabo Shole-Mashao giving us his insight there when it comes to the GNU. And of course, also saying there that, we should watch closely the next 48 hours. And he's predicting that we would soon be seeing that cabinet announcement by President Cyril Ramaphosa. But of course, as it goes, we've seen the various back and forth from the various political parties, but it seems as if we are edging closer, particularly now that we know that the National Assembly will sit on the 18th of July.